Sure. Am I audible and clear? Yes, okay. Thank you. Good evening, everyone. We would like to wholeheartedly welcome each one of you for the 112th session of the Deccan Positive Mental Health Group. And this is on behalf of the different organizers, which has a Manasi Shubhakara Mindcare Hyderabad, Yellow Pond Counseling Center India, Forest Creative Art Studio Punjab, Sri Deepthi Counseling Center Hyderabad, Clover Learning Center Hyderabad, Sri Shah Counseling Center Kozhikode, and the Mindstyle Hub of Kolkata. Our honorable resource person, we would like to invite her for the session today, Mrs. Padma Nandyal. A very, very warm welcome to you, ma'am. And she will be speaking on the topic, a simple solution for multiple problems. She's a co-founder of Sampurna Zero Waste. And for an introduction to our honorable resource person and speaker, she has environmental issues have always interested Mrs. Padma Nandyal. This interest intensified when she worked as a teacher for 25 years at all levels, both in India and the UAE, Dubai. Environmental management was one of the subjects that she taught to students. She acquired two postgraduate master's degree in sociology and environment and other in public administration. While serving as a teacher for a period of about 25 years in New Delhi and Arab Unity School in Dubai, she started and actively coordinated in the field of education. She won an award from the Lions Club of New Delhi. She has been the coordinator of the newspaper in education, HT Pace, worked as an academic and admin coordinator for the Prism Soft-Tech. She's conducted various workshops and demos in solid waste management in schools, colleges, and RWAs and corporate offices. She's written several articles on environmental issues and management in magazines. She's published books to her credit, and her latest book has been Think Globally, Act Individually, Eco-Friendly Actions to Save the Planet. Is being read by many people all over the world. Saving the environment is her passion, and turning wonders from waste is her hobby, and making the house zero waste is her dedication. She believes in what she preaches, and she practices that. She's been awarded the educator on environmental issues, and now is a co-founder of Sampurna Zero Waste. And with that very short introduction, I would like to hand over the session to you, ma'am. The floor is yours. Over to you. A very warm welcome once again. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Over to you.
And good evening to one and all. Thank you, Sunandaji, and your team for giving me this opportunity on this platform to talk about a topic that's simple, but yet needs wider awareness and implementation. I'm sure you're all aware about the waste management situation in our country currently. According to the report by the Energy Resource and Institute, that is TERI, India generates over 63 million tons of waste in a year. Only 42 million tons of total waste generated gets collected, with 12 million tons being treated before disposal, and the remaining 31 simply discarded in the landfills. That's about 50% of the waste that is generated. Is literally wasted. It's really alarming. Ideally, or strictly speaking, only 5 to 10% should be going to the landfills. How can we collectively solve this problem and address it right from our homes? There are many ways to treat waste. In today's discussion, I will re-emphasize on one of the areas that most of you are aware of, which is easy to implement, beneficial for the environment, and beneficial for the environment as well as for us. So let's start with the topic. First, we'll go through few slides on today's topic. Before going to the real topic, we'll just go through few slides. Can we have the slides, please? Yeah, now the scenario today, you can see the pictures there, mixed waste generated and collection. So, and indiscriminate dumping without segregation, unwise use of polythene bags, water bodies filled with plastic and other garbage, unsuitable environment for our waste pickers, animals getting exposed to mixed plastic waste, diseases and pests, you know. Next, the problem of excessive unmanaged, you all agree, I suppose. The problem of excessive unmanaged waste starts from at our doorsteps. So change should be done from our homes. Next. So now this is the root cause. You all be knowing the root cause, like poor implementation of the segregation, which is most of the, as we already said, so much is going to the landfill, which is resulting in air, soil, and water, and visual pollution. So most of us do not segregate or dry waste from waste, and if it is mixed, so it is less recoverable. You cannot recover the dry waste when it is mixed with the wet waste. Next. So now you can see the landfills are dangerous to the environment. You all know how it is dangerous. We will just discuss in one or two slides and then go to the main topic. Next. So how is that? Now you know about the food waste, paper, everything is mixed. Landfills are one of the causes of climate change. Why? Because there is a small video which I'll be showing it later. Suppose it's my waste, I will put it here, and the next waste tomorrow you will be putting the next waste, and Mrs. Sharma will be putting the next waste, and Mrs. Khan will be putting the next waste. So all the waste is being dumped, and at the end of the day, the methane gas and the liquid spoils the soil. They can contaminate soil, water, air, and landfills alter the fauna also. Then landfills reduce the value of the surroundings. You know, if all the nearby surroundings till 5 to 10 kilometers are all polluted and people cannot live, and you have a torrid, atrocious smell regarding that. Next. So additionally, this is the one which you can find. Accumulated the land emits methane in the environment, which is 21 times more dangerous than carbon dioxide, causing air and water pollution, thereby adversely affecting the people near surroundings, and disease like cancer and skin allergies develop for the waste pickers as well as the people staying near the surroundings. Further, waste gets piled up every day like a mountain, and the layers below are cut off from the oxygen. So once the landfill is filled, again you have to take another space for the landfill. So now the space is running out. So what we have to do, we will discuss next. So what is happening? Why this scenario? Lack of awareness. Some of them, most of the people know about the things, but it's not my problem kind of attitude. Then perception, that is only gets responsibility. That government's responsibility, it is not ours. That is the attitude for the most of the people, because I've been to many places. So after interviewing people, I got this information. Then I don't know how to stop and correct it. Then no time and interest. I have no time, because people think that, that's a rocket science, and it's a waste of time to do segregation. Yet to implement the already existing rules, it's already there in the solid waste management rules, but government is not strict about it. Once the government is strict, people automatically become aware. Next. Now we all know about it, that 60% is, or now at home, we are starting from home. 60% is organic waste. That is the kitchen waste, whatever the organic waste, dry leaves and all that. Then 20% is reusable, recyclable waste, and 15% is e-waste, and 5% is discarded waste. Only so at the end of the day, you will be throwing only 5% when you manage all the 95% of the waste. So as per the statistics in the urban household, percentage is 25 kgs per person per year approximately. It's approximate. That means a family of 4 generates 1 ton of waste per year. So next. So 4 major problems we all have discussed. It's in a nutshell: growing waste problems, organic depletion from soil, greenhouse gases, that is emission methane, landfills dump no longer can accept any additional. We have already told that, we are running out of the space, and landfills are growing. So we have to cut short our waste. So we have to make it 95% waste-free zone at our places. So the solution, now we are coming to the single solution. I said the single solution to multiple problems is what? Now I think you can guess. Can I get some answers from you?
Compost.
Composting. Yes, composting. That is converting organic waste into compost. That is 60% of your waste at home is being converted into compost and made it as a resource. Yes. Next. Then next, ma'am. What is composting? Can you anybody? I mean, everybody knows it, but I'll just reconfirm it. Re-emphasize it. So it's a natural process of recycling decomposed organic material into a rich soil known as the compost. By composting organic, that means you are getting back what you're taking from the soil, you're giving back to the soil. That is, and finished compost looks very good if you do it in a systematic manner. The product, the one which you want to, some home composter, that we will be dealing later. But this is, and the main thing is you are reducing a big chunk of load on the landfill. So you should be really happy and satisfied at the end of the day once you do this. Create compost, not landfill. Next. Okay, in simple words, raw organic materials, microorganisms plus oxygen is compost. This is called composting, what we do at home. Even in huge, community, nowadays, people are doing in community composting. That is more of aerobic. We have three, we will be discussing. We have 3 types, mainly 3 types of composting. One is, next one. One is vermicomposting, which we do with the worms. But that will not include all the material, all the organic material, because the worms are pets, like pets. You have to really take care of them. So you cannot put citrus fruits and many more things, because they don't like it. Because pets, some of the pets they don't like we have to treat them as pets. Then anaerobic composting is without oxygen, without air. That may have, because what we are doing in the land near the landfills is anaerobic. That will spread smell, and you have a horrendous smell, and then it will take a longer time and many more things. Now the best part, in most of the countries also they're doing is aerobic composting, which does with the air. That is, the compost bin will have holes so that the air is circulation. The air is getting circulated, and you get a better compost in short period. Next. Yeah. Why only do home composting? You can, if you have community composting, it's well and good. You can give it to the community composter. Otherwise, see, I told you, we are not sending, after this session, we will be taking we will not sending 60% of the waste. So for that, home composter. There are many more composter, but I'm going to deal with our composter. The compost made from a kitchen waste is of high quality, rich. So the people say every day we have to water the plants. For this, for the compost which we get from the home composter, you need not. In the peak summers also, at least twice or thrice in a week, you can water the plants. Then it teaches us segregation, and automatically it is segregated. You must have noticed, because the wet waste is getting in a bin, and then the dry waste is separated automatically. So that is one of the advantages by doing for composting, and it connects us to the nature, because what we are getting from the soil, we are giving back to the soil. And more than that, it's a great exercise, and you get real satisfaction, and your mental health increases, and many more. You can make it as a hobby, and children also love it. Next. Yeah, reasons to start. It's not a rocket science. It's a simple, but it takes time for anything. Like when you're driving a car, when you start driving, it takes little time. So for everything, it takes time. So with patience and experimentation, you have to do this process. And it's a very simple, and strengthen the roots of the plants, reduces water demands, and during winters and summers also, plants usually don't die, and you get a very good yield with this. Because with this, as it is a aerobic composting, you get liquid fertilizer that we will discuss later. Controls soil erosion, replaces petrol, because when you buy outside manure, they are all of chemicals. So that you can avoid. You get only the organic compost. Mixed waste is not good for the society. Oh, yes. Will help in making our cities look cleaner. Naturally, when you go out, you see the scenario when it is thrown, or everything is thrown on this dogs, cows, and all that, they start eating, and that's called visual pollution. We don't want to see such a situation in our cities. Next one. Yeah, what is required for the composting? We need only 4 components. One is browns, that which generates carbon, and greens generate nitrogen, and air, and water for the moisture. That is so. And these 4 components, if you do it, obtaining the right nutrient mix requires naturally, you need experimentation and patience. You need a lot of patience initially. Later, it will become a hobby, and it become a routine in your life. Every person in your member of your family will follow this. Next, ma'am. Yeah, in a nutshell, I'll just, because to make it short, in a nutshell, composting is not an extra job anymore, can be satisfying, beneficial process, and it's easy, dirt cheap. Compost makes a healthy, thriving garden. One can make compost even if they don't have a yard. People say that, we don't have any garden, so why should we do? So not necessary. You need not have a garden. You're only, the basic idea is, the basic objective is, the 60% of your organic waste is being resourced. So what should we do with the compost? So you need not give it, either you give it to the neighboring the green belt or any park, or the same thing can be used as an accelerator, like what you use for dahi. Like milk, you put for fermentation, you put little curds. Similar way, in your compost, you need an accelerator. So initially, we supply the accelerator. We give, but later the compost which you get can be used as an accelerator for the process. And now the compost bins are now segregation and composting have to be part and parcel, and it becomes a habit. Once you start, it becomes a habit. And it's whatever, like anything, like cooking or any day, what you do, routine, everyday routine, it becomes a routine in your life. So it's every citizen's responsibility to reduce, reuse, recycle as much waste as possible. The world is just filling up with trash. You all know that. Next. Now I'm coming to my product, the product, because you have many products in the market, but the product which we are doing is home composters. Next. So I will just, put it in an easy method. It's like it contains, can you just flip through? Yeah. This is a field like we have started it to create awareness, retreat, guide, and motivate on appropriate waste management practices and provide suitable composting solutions. So what we do is, I will later, what we do is we do workshops. We conduct workshops in schools, colleges, RWAs, so that, people are aware of this, and then they can take anything. It's not necessary that we have to take the Sampoorna home composter. They can take, but the basic idea is cut short the 60% of the waste going to the landfill. So create compost, not landfill. Next one. Yeah, and benefits of the composter, I told you, it's cost effective and easy to, it's a one-time investment. Once, because the plastic which is made is over virgin quality, so it's a one-time investment, and then yields quality manure within first 2 cycles. It may take a little time, for 1 month or 2 months, but later you will be getting lots. And as I told you, it becomes a habit every day putting the waste, and it takes hardly 2 minutes of your day. In your day, 2 minutes, if you spend on this, then you will get a wonderful compost. Then does not create any mess or foul smell. Of course, if you do it, I told you the 4 components: browns, greens, and then air and moisture. If all these 4 components are sufficient, if they do it systematically, then you will not get any smell. Next one. Yeah, this is simple. The compost which we have, the composter which I don't think whether you can see this. These are the kit. So I have how to use Sampoorna home composter. It's all written in the booklet. How to fix the tap, because I'll tell you why. This is as aerobic. This is aerobic composting. You have holes on the lid. Why holes on the lid? Because to pass the air, and that's why you don't put it. This is the lid which has holes, so that there is air passing. Then later you get a strainer with oxygen. Yes, you're right, Anita, with oxygen. So this is the strainer which you keep inside, and you put a small jaggery inside, so that under the strainer, so that it adds value to the composting, and it becomes enzymes. So there are two benefits for the composting which you get from the tap. This is the tap, and you fix it. If there is a hole in the bin, you fix it. It's all written. Fix it using the washer inside and outside, and fix it tightly, and put a jaggery, and on that you put the strainer, so that there are holes on the strainer. The water, the retention, we need not add extra water to the compost. In the composter, because in the vegetables peels and the water, the fruit peels, what we put it, we have lot of water. That's why doctors say you have to eat raw vegetables, fruits, because there is water content inside. So you need not put extra water. So the water itself comes down as nutrients or enzymes. Once they become enzymes, you can use it. Either you dilute it with 10 times water to the concentrated liquid, and then this is the liquid which we get, because I do it at home. This is the liquid, and you add 10 times water to that and use as watering. Every day you do the watering. Instead of plain water, you do the compost tea. We call it as compost tea in the composting language. Then later, you either you don't have plants, you put it in the drains, so that the clogs get loosened, and the water flow will be too. So there are two objectives, two uses for this liquid fertilizer. We call it as liquid fertilizer or enzymes. And these are all, I told you, you may flip through, madam, this step 1, step 2, step 3. Yeah, I told you there's a jaggery over there, and then strainer inside the composter. Then next. Then keep the composter on the stand. We provide the stand. You keep it on this elevated position so that their water flow from the tap is easy. You can once in a week or twice in a week, you can take out the liquid fertilizer from in the compost tea from the tap. Next, ma'am. Yeah, that I've already told you. The accumulated container can be used as a liquid fertilizer for plants after adding 10 times of plain water, or pour concentrated compost into the drains, acts as enzymes and removes the clogs. Next. You can flip through, ma'am. You can add cardboard for dry browns. What I'll tell you what all include for browns. The powder, you call it as sawdust, what we give microbes, and then the cocoa peat, and then dry flowers, which we offer for the god. So the dry flowers, and then dry leaves and peanut shells, they all come under browns. So the ratio of is 4:1. Browns 4 and 1 is green. Greens, of course, all the organic which come from the kitchen waste, all the vegetable peels, food peels, then onions, coffee ground, tea leaves, all they come under greens, which generate nitrogen. Next, ma'am. Yeah, you can, when we give initially the 3 kilos of accelerator powder, which we add microbes, that can be added 1 fist every thrice in a week. Next, ma'am. Yeah, now the main, I told you, there are 4 steps here that are later we'll see. So you have to move. We give you a rake also. This is the rake. We move it. Why we move it? Because there is a circulation of air. Unless you don't have a circulation of air, then it becomes soggy. So then it smells. Once it is moved properly, then you will not find any smell. I mean, you don't get so much smell. And for every problem, there is a solution for this. If you have some insects or anything coming, you can apply neem oil or any other oil on the top of the bin, so that they don't approach the insects. Inside, if you find any maggots, there is also a solution. You can add haldi. Everything is organic. We don't use any chemicals. So haldi, that is turmeric. Turmeric you can add, or ginger paste you can add, or little chilies you can add, so that the maggots are minimized. Next, ma'am. So see, you can, I told you, dilute the water, and you can water the plants. Next, ma'am. I've already told you what comes under the greens and what comes under rice. Next, fruit peels, vegetable peels. This is some you should not add. These things you should not add to the composter. That is oil, cheese, ghee products, and then the masalas. All that should not be added, because the microbes, you are attracting the insects. And then, of course, plastic, glass, metals, e-waste, everything, they come under dry waste. That is obvious. So that has to be separated. So only the kitchen waste, you have to keep a container in the kitchen. And from morning till evening, you go on putting the waste. At the end of the day, you just dump it in the composter. Then after that, you add some accelerator powder and mix it. That's it. It hardly takes 2 to 3 minutes. Next, ma'am. Yeah. Now, why we give 2 bins. Why 2 bins is simple. So after you finish 1 bin, when it is full, you close it with a newspaper or something. You need not even look at it. But the water you have to take out from the tap. That will be oozing out, and that has to be taken out. And you start the second bin with the same process. So by the time you finish the second bin, the processing is taking place in the first bin, and you will get the compost. So only two things. One is it should not be, you should not have a direct sunlight on the composter. Second thing is direct rain, because there are obvious direct sunlight kills the microbes. So that naturally with the microbes only you will generate the compost. Then rainwater, because it's already we have water content, so much water content in that. So we don't want any extra water going into the bin. So these two things you have to bear it in mind. Next. And it may take, and it is always it is important that it takes the compost happens according to the weather. So in summer it is faster, in humid, that is in rainy, it will slow. In winters it takes a longer time to biodegrade. So that is the nature of the nature. It is a natural process, so it's a nature process. So the end product is ready now. You can see the end product. So in my house, the end product is here. So this is the end product. So this is the end, but directly I can use it for my plants. So I told you this is the compostee and this is the end product. Both are used. So Jyoti, the end product ready to use. Next, ma'am. Yeah, these are the accessories given. That is 2 strainers, 2 taps, 2 stands, 2 bins, and then 1 booklet. And accelerator powder, 3 kilos of accelerator initially. You can later get it through website. Next, ma'am. Yeah, these are the 4 steps I told you. First, dump your organic waste into the composter. Later, it's not only Sampoorna composter, any composter, it's like that, but most of the computers do not have the strainers, so that there is no water flow, and it ends in sogginess. Layer it with our accelerator powder each day. Then mix the contents. That is very, very important. Up and down. Just mix it lightly so that the strainer does not get disturbed. Then drain the composter tea once in a week from the tap. These are the 4 steps. If you use it, if you do it religiously, you will find amazing results. Next, ma'am. Then do's and don'ts. I told you already that you should have enough aeration and enough shade and balm. The main thing is we cannot put everything, like some of the chunks, like watermelon and all that. It has got a hard shell, so that has to be cut into small pieces for the simple reason that the processing takes faster. If it's big chunks, it takes a longer time. If it's small chunks, it takes less time. And cauliflower, you can judge whichever is hard, that has to be cut in small pieces. Otherwise, you just put it as it is. Next, if you do, as I told you, don't suppose I told you no sunlight, extreme sunlight, and rainfall, as microbes may die, and hard shells like coconut shells, mango, and they have to be put into small. One here I'll tell you should not be added, because mango seeds, bones, coconut shells, they take a longer time. They may take 5-6 cycles also. So instead, you can avoid them, or you can put it. There's no harm in putting it. But the next journey, that is the next cycle, you have to take out and put it in the next cycle. So that is the only thing. Otherwise, they take a longer time. Maybe it may be taking 10 cycles also. Of course, mango may take 3-4 cycles, but bones will take a longer time. So it's better to avoid them. Then adding more of neem leaves, and yeah, you can add very small quantity of neem leaves, so that you will not get the maggots and then others. But don't put too many neem leaves. So for any kind of the kitchen waste going into the composter, ensure to drain. That is, of course, that's very simple. Do not open the lid once the composter is kept aside, because it's a simple. Yeah, insects. I told you, for every problem there's an insects. When you have insects inside, you can put some haldi, turmeric, or garlic paste, or this one, what do you call, ginger paste, or sometimes when it is too big, you can put a little mirchi also, because you should say that you're troubling too much. Better not trouble. So you can put a little mirchi. Needs leaves. Need leaves. What means? What does it mean? Neem leaves? Yes, you can put, but not too much. Only few leaves. Few leaves have to be put. Do not open the lid once because I told you, once it's set aside, you have just cover it with a full newspaper and don't look at it. Let it work. Let the processing be done inside. Let them talk. Let the microbes talk and do their work. We will not disturb them. But only thing is, I told you, the water has to be taken out. Then yeah, that's it. And I told you already that we give to compost the bins with lids. One can be used to accumulate, and the other has to be for the processing. 2 stands, 2 taps, 2 strainers, accelerator powder, to biodegradable agent. That's a biodegradable agent that helps convert kitchen waste into compost faster and has water retention. Then 1 rake, I just showed you, that helps turn and mix the contents of the bin in an easy manner. Then booklet, which gives you all the procedure, do's, don'ts, everything, and how to assemble the composter kit. Everything has been done. Next, ma'am. I think, yeah, these are frequent questions. I've already discussed all this. So you can flip through. Yeah, this is organic waste. Ma'am, that next, yeah. This is organic waste turned to organic. This, I already told you, this is a living example. This is a living example how you get the compost. Next, ma'am. Yeah, these are the details of our company. You can order through Amazon website, Flipkart, or if you are in the same city, you can offline also. We give offline order, take offline orders also. And this is my number. You can contact me anything. And the best part is our company gives you, once you, usually people, once they take the composter, they are not bothered, but we give queries even if they, after till first cycle, people call me today also. I mean, every day they call and they say, what should we do this? So for the lay persons, we really give, full knowledge about this, and then we try to help them in any manner. Suppose if they say, no, we are not doing, why we are not doing, you have to do, and they do it, and they say it's weird. I mean, we have so many comments. You can see the Amazon site also. We have got good stars also. So you can share success stories through email, Facebook, and you can take a snap of this, and then you can call me on this number and order through Flipkart, Amazon, or website, or offline, online, everything is. Then next one, I think it's done. So create compost, not with landfill. So the main thing is, what I want to tell is, how can we collect this one? What we have, so we have discussed is, how can we collectively solve this problem and address it? So we have re-emphasized it. So now let's get going with this and set an example for others. Next, I think, yeah, future is in our hands. That we all know. Yes. Thank you so much. Now I can answer all your queries. We can stop the PowerPoint so that we can get more questions. This is my book. This is my book, which is now trending in the market through Amazon and all that, because this gives you, on the whole, how to reduce, reuse, renovate, reventure, everything, refurbish at home, and make 95% waste-free zone at home, because we have to change from our homes. Any doubt, any queries, ma'am?
Yeah, thank you, Padma. Thank you for a wonderful session, ma'am. Very informative and
Yes.
very interesting. Friends, if you have any questions,
Yeah,
you may
please.
go ahead. Please
Because
raise
these
your
are
hand so
important.
that I can follow
See,
up with
the
this.
only because being a teacher, whether you have understood fully, you don't have questions. If you don't understand, also you don't have questions. So these, what should I think? These two options are there. Whether you understood.
Ma'am. Ma'am, we have Sangeeta ma'am here. Sangeeta ma'am, please go ahead.
Yes, ma'am. Sangeeta ma'am. Are you there?
Ma'am, do you have any question? You may go ahead with your question. If you have any doubts, you may clarify that with ma'am.
Babu joined. Okay, but sir, it's almost over. But anyway, you will find it in the YouTube, I suppose, Sunanda.
Thank you, Padma. It's a wonderful session. Even though I know the whole process, but still it's something really need of the hour. After knowing everything, also we don't pay attention to these things. Every day we blame everybody else. You rightly said, we blame government, we blame others, but still we don't take any step from our side.
That's why I re-emphasized, because everybody knows, everybody is knowledgeable in this. But thing is, we have to implement collectively. We have to work on this, because for our welfare of our planet and for our children, for our coming generations.
It's not that our future generation should not suffer. It already
exactly. Because the landfills are getting. We are having, so later they should not say that this is a mountain. I mean, in India, mountains or the landfill mountains. So the mountains are spreading so fast. So the landfill mountains. So we have to put a stop to that. Only 5 to 10% has to go to the landfill. That is my humble request.
Thank you very much. I think it's a wonderful information. I think people make use of things, whatever you are saying. I think they should be. At the same time, it is once you've done it, you feel psychologically
exactly.
Yeah, I could achieve something. No, I did something. I'm not based from my side. Everything starts from you. No, so when you started doing, I think you can spread it to the others. And you are the role model in this way.
Thank you so much. I've been doing this, and what I told you now, what I preach, I implement, I practice. So at home, I do, and I distribute to not only my home, I make a garden in my complex, and I distribute it to the garden. So it's a very simple process. So I think people can do. It's not that you have to take Sampurna home composter. You can do it in any manner. But why I told this is my
information which you are sharing with all of us.
Yes,
okay, it's not that you're doing. I think it's
sharing, because sharing is caring.
Yeah, exactly. Thank you.
Thank you so much for the patience, your real patience. You listened, and then I feel if you can give more. You can ask more questions. I would be very happy. Otherwise, I feel that you have understood everything.
It's very simple and in a simple language. You explain it.
Okay, anything? We have 15 minutes more. Sunanda, what shall we do? We can. 15 minutes.
Yeah, ma'am. I think no other doubts. Archana will give you. Yeah, Archana, please go ahead.
Archana?
Thank you, Archana, for sharing PPT.
Thank you so much, because I really struggled since morning, and Jyoti helped me. Jyoti said you give it to Sunanda so that it will be easy, and it was really wonderful show. Otherwise, I wouldn't have done it because it was only covered with PowerPoint. I could not see your beautiful faces. and handsome faces. So naturally, when you feel, because as a teacher, I should see the audience. Unless I see the audience, that vigor will not come.
It's always my pleasure to serve you, ma'am. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
I express my deepest gratitude to Padma ma'am, the co-founder of Sampurna Zero Waste in Hyderabad. Her unwavering dedication to promoting a sustainable environment and great insights into the root cause of the garbage crisis have been truly inspiring. Her advocacy for the single solution of composting with the tagline, "Create compost, not landfill. My waste is my responsibility," has sparked a sense of responsibility in all of us. I also want to extend my heartfelt thanks to all the participants and the team coordinator on behalf of Deccan Positive Mental Health and in association with Yellow Pond India, Forest Creative Arts Studio, Punjab, Sri Dipti Counseling Center, Hyderabad, Clover Learning Center, Hyderabad, Srisha Counseling Center, Korikode, and Mind Style Hub, Kolkata. Your valuable contributions have been instrumental to our cause. We appreciate all your combined efforts.
Thank you
Thank
so
you so
much,
much.
ma'am. Thank you, Sunanda ji, once again, and your team
Yes.
for giving me this opportunity, because it's a need of the hour. This,
Thank you, Padma. We have to